Hello class. What I'm going to be doing in this video is highlighting some of the important aspects of the rhetorical analysis essay assignment. This is your first major assignment of the semester. It's worth 10% of your grade. And a lot of what I'm going to be doing is just reviewing over the assignment sheet, so it might be helpful for you to have the assignment sheet in front of you as I go through this. To get started here, the purpose of the rhetorical analysis is you are analyzing another writer's argument. And the biggest thing about this essay is that you are focusing on what the writer has written. Okay? The emphasis of the rhetorical analysis should be a close examination of how the writer has presented an argument. One of the reasons that students don't do well on this assignment is if they start to agree or disagree with the writer's position in their paper. That is not what this paper and what this assignment is asking you to do. You are analyzing the strategies and features another writer has used to be persuasive. Because the idea is that in this assignment, you are analyzing another writer's argument, and then you are going to mimic this when you write your own argument. Okay, the idea is that when you are doing your research, you are going to be able to read through multiple articles, books, whatever, and be able to analyze on your own. Okay? So do not be diverted from the primary task to demonstrate that you have uncovered interesting, important facts about the way the author's argument has been presented. Okay, so the first thing that you need to do is you have to pick one article with which you can analyze. All right? All of these articles that are listed as bullet points can be found in Writing Memphis. Okay, The Education of Desmond Cathy, African American Rhetorical Traditions, Letter to My City, African American English from Hood to the Amen Corner. Okay, now there are other readings that you can choose to analyze, but if you do so, then you need to get that article approved by me first before you begin writing. There is no right answer. You can pick whichever one you want. Just make sure that you are able to analyze what the person is arguing. You do not need to agree with the argument to analyze it. The thing about it is that a well-written argument is a well-written argument, even if you disagree with it. I can point to numerous topics and examples of things that I don't agree with, but I generally agree with what they are, or I appreciate what they're trying to say. Choose an argument that you can approach objectively, because again, you are not critiquing the argument, you will analyze it. And there's a difference between those two things. Your analysis should be no less than 4 pages long. It's probably going to be about 4 pages. It is, my experience says it is very difficult for students to write anything longer than 4 pages with the rhetorical analysis. So what should be organized? Or what should be analyzed? These are the things that your rhetorical analysis should consider. This list is neither a checklist nor an outline. Not every question will apply to every article. So basically what you want to do is you want to look at each of these bullet points and you want to decide whether you should write about it. You are not going to pick all of these bullet points. You are probably going to select maybe 3 to 4, and that is how it is going to function. You are going to pick the 3 most relevant bullet points. And your choices are, you can think about the purpose. What is the writer trying to accomplish with the essay? Okay, spend an entire paragraph talking about purpose. Audience, to whom does the writer try to appeal? How does the writer try to connect with that audience? Is the author successful in connecting with that audience? The organization, how does the organization play into whether the argument is good or not? Nods to the opposition. Definition is the way that they use key terms. Is that an important element? Examples. What sort of examples, analogies does the writer use as evidence? The 4 that you see next, ethos, logos, pathos, and kairos. Okay? These are some of the most common, and one of the readings that you'll be looking at from your textbook specifically gets into what ethos, logos, pathos, and kairos are. And even in thinking about what the academic argument, that video will discuss what those are. So I will refer you to that video if you have further questions. And if you still don't understand, then we can have a follow-up conversation via email or Skype. There is also tone. What is the writer's attitude towards the subject, whether it is appropriate or not? And you can also focus on the diction and the imagery. What are the effects of the writer's word choices? So for the submission, you will submit your paper digitally via eCourseware. MLA citation format are required. You do need to have a works cited page for this assignment because you are specifically talking about one article. And even though it is one article, you still do need to cite it. For specifics about format, please see the course syllabus. And also the attachment that I've sent to you covering MLA style. So the requirements, again, 4 full pages, does not include the works cited page. You do need to follow MLA format and cite correctly. Submit digitally to the Dropbox and eCourseware. Also, you need to avoid summary. This is a big thing. This is one of the major reasons that students fail this essay, is if they end up just summarizing. Your introduction should be a summary of the article. Okay? But once you get past the introduction, everything else that you do should be analysis. And as you start going through the student examples, my guess is that this will hopefully become more clear. But I think in a lot of ways, the rhetorical analysis is a little bit more challenging than the research paper because of the things that I've talked about, is that there is a difficulty with balancing summary versus analysis and also getting to the full 4 pages, which is why I tried to select some longer articles for you to actually peruse and use. Okay, so definitely look through the articles and make sure you identify which one's going to work for you. The Writer's Workshop. The Writer's Workshop is your opportunity to do a peer review. Okay, students who took my English 1010 class will know that they had a chance to turn in multiple drafts of all their essays. I don't know if that was the experience for everyone else, whether they had the chance to turn it in multiple times and get feedback. But the one thing I will say, so the rhetorical analysis is a one-shot deal. You will turn it in on Valentine's Day, Sunday, February the 14th at 11:59, and you'll get a grade for it, and it'll be 10%. And I wish that I did have the opportunity to give you feedback, especially because this is the first major assignment. But the reality is that we need to get to that research paper as soon as possible. And starting in week 5, we need to get to that research paper because I need to give you that amount of time for you to be able to just work on this paper step by step. So that's why we are kind of, rushing through the rhetorical analysis to an extent, and you are only getting 1 draft. But again, it is 10% of your grade. I will not allow for revisions on this paper. Again, because this is kind of a one-shot deal, you're not going to really have a chance to revise this except on your own. And that's why it's important that you look at the student examples, that you follow my directions, and if you need to meet with me, then that's something that you need to do. So make sure that you read over the assignment sheet carefully, listen to this video multiple times. If things are still unclear to you, then of course you should ask questions, emailing me, texting me, doing all those things to make sure that you know what you're doing for the rhetorical analysis. Because again, as I stated, for a lot of students, this can be more challenging than even the argumentative paper. And I understand that, and that's why we're going to work through this here in the first few months or the first few weeks of the semester. So thank you very much. Make sure you watch all of the other videos, the 2 other videos for this week, one of which is kind of a rundown of the week, and the other is the academic argument video that was not produced by me, produced by the department, but has a lot of really good information in there.